Now you ain't gotta see me to tell me how to move. I'm in the club with the frost on the jewels. Don't get confused, you mob got the tool. And they ain't got a problem popping at you. Might talk to me, cause you play so
Oh,
smooth.
I know.
we
We get
back.
there eventually with these
We
technical
in this for
difficulties,
a
don't we?
while. Yeah, while you so fly.
We back.
Hi.
I kidnap you
Five
mad
Star
popular.
Podcast. How you
Let's
been?
fly in the lair.
I'm
Hop
good.
off the
It's a
moon,
lot
start
better
up
than
in the
last
air.
week.
American Express with the
I
fly.
I was obviously a lot sicker last week, and now I'm feeling effing fabulous. So good to be back and up and running. How are
Good.
you? I see we're on the cheersing the drinks for a Saturday night, and
Exactly. Cheers.
yes,
Cheers. We got a special
yes,
announcement. Shout outs to Amazon Music. Shout outs to Australia. We are charted. We're actually rising on the charts. We entered in the top 250. We entered at 200. We entered at 102. Next, we're going to go up to 99 and then more after that. So, cheers to Australia. Thank you for
yes.
the viewers for listening in. Thank you for everybody's for supporting. Looks like we got the beautiful September summers. We're gonna try to come in weekly because again, we love the love in Australia, and she has that actual tour coming. Let's get into it. Also, this episode is brought to you by Vion. If you're in a club at home, make sure you get you a glass of that Vion. Visit wildestdreamsent.net. Also, we got the tour coming up. Basically, we got the magazine signing. She got a viral post with the news. We got so much to talk about. Uh, but we're going to go right into it. How are you, beautiful September Summers?
I'm fabulous, Josh. Thanks. Oh my gosh, what a whirlwind! I think I said this last week, but even more so this week. Like it's been amazing. The support from America's been phenomenal, and like you said, Australia's really taken to you as well. I think we're a sucker for that accent, so I think you've definitely made some impressions down here. It's been amazing. So this week's been good. I was sick last week, and now I'm back on top. So I'm
Now you back
excited.
feeling better.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, nice, nice, nice. You
Yes.
back feeling better. How do you feel
Yes.
about how do you feel? Are you up to your day-to-day strategy, your regular routine? Are you back at 100?
I'm probably, look, otherwise I'm at 100 even if I'm not. I'm probably about 85. Just got a little bit of a cough going on, but you know what? I woke up yesterday, felt amazing. I went and saw an orchestra at the Versace Hotel and had a fabulous Saturday. And I'm like, you know what? I'm
Nice,
back and ready. Yeah. And,
nice,
all this
nice.
week, it's been exciting. So, like, I can't wait to, the next few weeks can't come soon enough, so to speak.
Nice, nice. I'm excited as well. So how are things for you out there? How's the weather like in Australia? Is it super hot?
Look,
Super
yeah, I think I promised you the other day that I'd get this beautiful sunshine background of the beach and so forth. But unfortunately, today is the only day that's overcast. Typical.
Oh,
But it's been
really?
beautiful. Yeah, I know, right? Typical. I was like, be in the bikini by the pool, but yeah, not today. But
Right.
our winters aren't very cold anyway. Like we're about like 20 degrees, like for winter, so it's not too bad, so to speak. Yeah. And
Good.
how is
That's
it there?
good.
You guys aren't that cold anyway, are you?
Yeah, it's hot. It's, sunny California. It's always hot.
Yeah.
We are climbing into the 85, 90 degrees. I know, but when you get out here, we're going to touch down in Vegas. It's going to be like 100.
Well, so I don't do Fahrenheit or degrees, but I was looking the other night at dinner at the degrees, and like Vegas is like that week or two I'm there, like 38, 40 degrees. And that's desert heat, isn't it? So that's like hot, hot. That is
Yep,
like I'm in a
dry.
bikini 24/7 hot.
Have to be in the pool, have to be in a bikini, have to have a nice
Yeah.
frozen drink because it's hot, especially in
Oh,
Vegas.
sounds like a dream. Can't wait.
I'm
Yes.
excited. So let's
Yes.
get into it. So we're doing the new segment, 5 star nights. Glad to have you on with all the love in Australia. We got a lot of things coming. They love to see your face. So we're going to definitely just kick it off. I mean, give me some of your week. Give me some of what you got going on, and then we're going to skip to a topic.
Sure. So this week I had a bit of a relaxed week, so I still wasn't well. Did my usual float that I'm trying to get you involved in. The float Mondays. Did my float, had a massage.
Nice.
The relaxing self care September summers, I like to call it. So I've done all that this week. Eaten my good food, my sushi, my seafood. I've had a couple of fly me to yous and fly to me's the end of this
Nice.
week with dinners with some regulars, which has been lovely. And then, yeah, so like last night I had a rare Saturday night off actually and went to the orchestra at the Versace Hotel, had a beautiful night, had a great sleep, but now I'm ready and raring for this week to get back to my normal schedule, which is pretty busy. I like to be consistently busy for a short amount of time and then have a bit of a break and then kind of, pack my schedule really like jam packed at once and then have that time off for, so you can actually have downtime.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
That's the downtime again. If you don't have enough downtime, then what happens? You start to get sick.
You run on empty. And I am like literally me getting sick that last few weeks was me eat my own words. I tell everyone, look after yourself. Make sure you got your time by yourself. You look
Right.
after your health. And then I do it myself and get myself run down. So it was kind of like a bit of a irony at its best.
Good,
Poor,
good,
poor,
good,
poor stress
good.
is what I call it.
That's amazing. That beautiful Australian weather. I can't wait to get out there. You know, Australia is showing lots of love right now. Big shout outs to Australia. I'm just scared to get bit by a kangaroo or a snake or something. But if we definitely going to get out to Australia, I'm gonna have to get a bodyguard just for the animals. You know?
Yeah. Exactly. You have to get like one of the Irwins or something to come and look after you.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And how's it been in LA? Anything exciting happening over that way?
Busy, busy. So we got a lot of things coming. We got the Trap Convention coming. That's our annual gala. We're doing it in a few different places, Trap Convention Tour. We're doing it in Minnesota, we're doing it in Virginia, and then we're also doing it in Georgia, and then a few more places. And then we got your tour, basically. We're coming out with you on the Five Star Podcast, your magazine signing. Congratulations on that. We're gonna
Thank
do like a
you.
magazine party release, and then you got like a whole bunch of stuff coming. So that's gonna be towards the summer. Then we got a few more events. My boy Tony Rock, he's on tour, so I'm gonna be with him in September. So we're just filling the schedule up. We're busy,
All
we're
right.
blessed, and we're happy.
Well, that's exactly like I always say, grateful, blessed, and thankful. I think that's, three things to always live by. Like, we love this lifestyle and so forth, but without gratitude, you've got nothing. I think it's for other people that help you rise and, get to be where you are, I guess, in a way. And without being thankful, you've got nothing.
Right, right. You have to agree. Okay, Five Star Podcast. We're gonna get into it.
I know, right?
We got a few topics. We got questions from the fans because Australia's been really reaching out and showing us a lot of love. So we definitely gonna back try to do this more weekly, more often, building up for the tour. The tour is gonna be amazing because then you guys get to buy tickets. You just get to see us in person. We definitely gonna do a pool party. We do a brunch. We're gonna do an after party, magazine signing, meet and greet. We're gonna be giving away merch, special giveaways, things like that. So make sure you tune into the Five Star Podcast, wildestdreamsent.net, and then September Summers, the hottest new thing smoking. So a lot of people been reaching out, reaching in. Typically first intro was the fly out rule. So we got Susie from Looks Like Texas says, what's the etiquette when a man flies you out? What is he really getting?
What is he really getting? Wow, the how long's a piece of string? So I guess fly me to you is completely different, I guess, in different states or overseas, so to speak. Fly me to you basically means that you're paying for me to come to you. So those expenses are like kind of either consolidated as a package or a combination type thing. But typically, a fly me to you is not your 1 hour. It's an overnight. It's a weekend. It
Right, right,
specifically is someone who literally wants to spend like almost like a girlfriend experience with you. They want to have that full time with you and have you like candidly in their world. So you're gonna do what they want to do. So maybe they want to do like I'm not into golf, but maybe into golf or something. You want to take me on a golf trip, or Like I get taken to F1, things like that. So they're really cool. And so you're a date, or they want to bring you to their world, or sometimes they just want to come into your world and experience what you want to offer. So it's very different in what the rules are, so to speak. I'm very business minded in a way that I'm very straight up with people. So it's always like a first ever an email or a FaceTime about like what are your expectations? Because what one person's expectations may be completely wild and complete to another one.
Right,
So
right, right,
yeah.
right, right,
So for
right.
me, my fly me to you rule basically is, they're never for any more than at least 1 or 2 days. Obviously I've got to screen you first, and make sure you're not like
A serial killer.
Jeffrey Dahmer, like I've seen that show and I'm very
Yeah.
worried. You
Did you
guys are
watch
very
that
street
on
smart over
Netflix?
there.
You saw it?
um, So yeah, so they're all, I guess, all those things, security reasons out of the way, and there's always a payment of like 50% up front, all those things out of the way. It's more like the person to person type thing. So my rules basically are always respect, making sure that you're not expecting a. So my so for example, an overnight you can classify as like an 8 to 10 hours. But if I was to do an overnight or a weekend fly me to you, that's the whole time, because you're flying there. It's a bit more expensive, so to speak.
Right, right.
However, 24 hours, Josh, I'm sleeping for some of that 24 hours. So if I
Yeah,
have
you have
had,
to.
I have had one boy especially who was very angry in his 20s, God bless him, that I was sleeping at all in that 24 hours. And I was probably my own mistake. I didn't stipulate that there'd be some sleeping.
So you're
Um,
not allowed to sleep? I mean,
I know, right?
you have to sleep. I mean, who stays
I know,
up?
right? And I'm like, you're gonna get my best performance if I do sleep. Like you need let the girl have some rest. so
Right.
um, so there's things in play, like um, sometimes you mistake what people think is normality. So definitely there has to be some sleep. And what's its expectations? So if I was to go to a function with someone for work or something like that, it would have to be noted how I'm expected to be perceived. Like I never go as a if someone's got like a wife or something, so to speak. Then if I was as a plus one in an event, there is strictly no PDA. I'll stand next to you and be polite as your date, but I won't have a PDA or something that's going to throw back in someone innocent's face. I'm very, very strong about that rule. I feel like with my job, you can still do it really well and classily, but you don't just throw it in a way someone's face or to cause drama. So they're
Right.
my kind of rules for that type of thing. Also, I'm not a massive fan of PDA anyway. Like, I don't mind a little bit of flirty with someone hot in the club, but I'm not a massive like, at dinner like type
Right.
thing. I
Right.
kind of
Right.
like to
Right.
leave it,
Right.
like a bit too much. Leave it behind closed doors.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah, so
good.
they're kind of
That's
my
good.
basic rules. But yeah, everything's always 50% up front. It's a definite brief of what is expected or not expected, so to speak.
Right.
But they're very personalized as well to what everyone likes. I can get clients from 18 to 80. So, an 18-year-old doesn't want to just like give them to an 80-year-old.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Right. They're gonna have different expectations.
Yeah, yeah, and like couples as well. There's a different dynamic as well.
Right.
Like are you there just for the girl? Are you there just for the husband? Are you there for both of them? Like that, all these
Right.
questions you don't think until you actually get into the depths of talking about it. Yeah,
That's good. That's good. That's good. I
yeah.
like that answer. I mean, okay, hopefully she answered your question. We got another one here. So it looks like Rick put, do you prefer Aussie men or American men?
Oh good.
USA versus Australia.
Oh wow, gosh, USA. Wow, you
That's
guys
a
are.
good question.
I know. I'm like kind of stumping with that one because I'm thinking US. You're also different. Like there's different, parts in US. Oh gosh, look. Uh, that's actually kind of a hard one in a way. Um, look, I'll be honest.
That's a good
It's
question.
so it's so
Yeah,
broad and so spread
gotta
out. But you
stumble
know
it.
what?
Let's go.
I
Let's
love
go.
I love the American accent. I'm a sucker for an American accent. I'll be honest. A real thick American accent. I'm kind of a sucker for it. And I'm kind of a sucker for the American male where they kind of treat you and speak to you like, baby, and they're like a bit, like smooth in a way. You kind of don't get the Australian men. Australian men are a little different. They're very straight up, which can be a good and
Really?
bad thing. But American men are a bit smoother. And I kind of, you know what, I'm a bit of a sucker for that sometimes. Not necessarily a good thing, but sometimes I get suckered into that kind of dynamic of the smoothness.
Wow. Okay. So
Mhm.
USA, we won.
Yeah, what, I'm going to admit, there's been a couple of American accounts that I've had that have been quite hot.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So she does like American men. Okay. All right. We
Yes.
got we got another one. So what's September Summer's wildest dreams? That is from Terry in Orlando.
Wildest dreams, as in like what wildest dreams I've done or not done, or
Let me see. He didn't elaborate. I guess just something that you
do you know what? There's
would like
something
to
wildest
do.
dreams. Like, there's something I haven't done that I'd love done, which is going to shock so many people, considering I fly like sometimes 5, 6 times a week. I've never joined them. I've never joined the Mile High Club, and I fly 5 to 6 times a week overseas, and it's something I've never done.
Wow.
Um,
Okay, okay.
yeah, I know it sounds silly because I feel like the whole like concept would be like it's squashed in, it'd be uncomfortable. Like, no, really, it's gonna be that great type thing. But get me in first class or something. It wouldn't be as
How
uncomfortable.
how long is the flight from Australia to USA?
Ah, you're thinking here, aren't you? Yeah. So the flight from Australia. So when I went in December, I went from Sydney to LA. And I think it's like 14 hours direct. So that's a long time in a lay down single seat.
And yeah, you got to get the whole VIP. We got to get the first class. You got to have the whole section, the whole
I
joint when you
know,
come
right? I
in.
think I
It's
feel
just a
like I worry
bed.
about like other people. I don't worry about people normally, but yeah, I've never done it. I've never been asked to actually.
That's the
So
only way I would come to Australia is through like something comfortable. Like it has to be
oh yeah,
comfortable.
yeah. I'm not trying to be a snob, but I don't do economy. But it's you have to lay down.
No, you
Not for any other
can't.
reason. It's just too long. And by the time you fly in, and then you need that day or two to recover. By the time you spend time on hotels and stuff to recover, you've got your business class anyway. Do you know what I mean? Or your first, and it's just nicer. Get your pajamas. Get your little ding, your little champagne, and have a sleep, and you feel fabulous. We definitely doing business there and back this way. By the way, there's no economy happening.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And then of course, shout out to Australia. It's gonna be dope because I'm gonna go to like we're gonna go to I gotta go to the Nobu. I need
Yes.
the nicest
We need
suite.
to we
I'm
need to
gonna
climb the bridge as well. We need to climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge as well. We need to do that one.
as long as there's no kangaroos or no
Yeah,
snakes.
you'll be fine on the bridge.
Man, that's the only thing. I see a kangaroo, I might run.
Yeah, I think they'll probably run after you. You need to look up some of those YouTubes where there's people like fighting with the mic and stuff. Like they're vicious. Those things can throw a punch. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get in front of that. You think
Okay,
it's bad? Get in front of a kangaroo.
okay. Well, I got another question. Looks like it's from Carolyn. She said, "What is the most funnest date you've been on?" Oh, two more. I got that one and another one.
Funnest date I've ever been on. You know what are the funnest dates? Oh God, I've got a couple. I'm trying to break them down now. Uh, Probably the most funnest dates. You know what? The ones that turn out to be spontaneous and fun. Like I'm always doing dinners. Like I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love dinners. I love my Nobus. That's part of my lifestyle anyway. But I do love it. But I love the randomness as well. Like I'm a bit of an adrenaline sports person. So get me out, throw me on the back of a jet ski or whatever, or a sports
Right, right,
car.
right.
Love
Okay.
it. Like that sort of stuff. I
Oh,
love adrenaline, roller coasters. Things that I love. I once did a Fly Me to You, and it was a surprise. Actually, it was freaking amazing. And I ended up in Disneyland in Japan. and it was
Wow,
yeah,
really?
I had no idea what's going. Turn up there,
That's
and it was
dope. That's fun. That's dope. I
yeah,
like
and
shit like that.
I put the
How was
ears
it?
on, and I was like a kid for the day, and I just loved it. And it was so removed from what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was this whole like sexy like September summer's moment, and I sort of had fun, and it was great. I turned up. I knew I was going to Japan, but I didn't know what was happening. So I got there, and this happened. I was like, this is awesome. Like it takes away from that predictability, and it gives something a bit
Hmm.
more fun. But away to my heart is adrenaline. Oh, love it. I'm an adrenaline girl. Love it. Yeah, there's nothing more exciting for me than that. Dopamine hit of adrenaline. So
That adrenaline.
the
Okay, so
roller coasters. I am like, the stratosphere. I remember going to the stratosphere in Vegas the first time, and the one the claw that goes out the side of the building. I
you
think I went
did
on
that?
repeat. A million times on repeat. Like loved it.
Okay,
Loved it.
okay.
And the one that like the one that goes
Outdoorsy.
to surfboard that goes down and stops and goes
Yeah.
back up. Yeah. And you think when
Yeah,
you go
yeah,
down,
yeah.
you think it's actually gonna keep going. Like you think I'm gonna die, but it's the best
I'm
feeling in
not
the
doing
world.
that shit. I've never did no ride in Vegas
We're
ever.
doing rides in Vegas. You have to. We can record it.
Nah, I don't think them things are safe.
That's the whole point of it. That's the exciting thing. But there is one thing I won't do. And I won't
What?
do is I won't bungee jump. And for the only reason, for that exact reason, I worry about human error. I worry about human error stuffing it up, knowing my luck I'll end up with the alligators.
Right, because I mean, I thought you would like bungee jumping, but yeah, bungee jumping, I wouldn't
No,
mess with it
it's
either.
the only thing I won't do, but only because of human error. Everything else I'll do. Like, yeah, I love it. Like, yeah, the more that my heart races, the better.
What's something that you haven't done that you would like to do that's will make your
Ooh,
heart rate
I haven't
outside of the
done.
Mile High Club?
Um, it's half my height. I know, right? What I'd love to haven't done is I'm not a snow person at all, but they do it in Triple X, the movie. Oh gosh, oh he has my heart, that man. Anyway, I know, right? And he's my hall pass, so to speak. When they go down the mountain on the like the little ski thing, like the jet skis down the thing. I would love to do that like crazily fast down and down the cliff with like the snow coming behind you, like
Right, right, right.
trying to beat the snow. Ah,
Did you get snow in Australia in some parts?
look it's winter now, and it is snow, but like when I say snow, it's kind of like there's Thredbo, a couple places in Melbourne, but it's like not like you guys, like not like Canada or somewhere like that. It's get a bit of snow.
Really? It's not like
Yeah, I
that?
think it's more like my sister actually went to Whistler and worked in the ski
Nice.
resort, and she sent me all these videos and stuff. And that snow, we get more like a bit of snow here and there, but we have these pop up things like fake snow. So you can go like to an igloo like outside here, and they'll have fake snow, so you feel like you're in the snow without being
Nice.
cold.
Ooh. Okay. Oh no, two more questions. So looks like Mel Tech TX says, "Have you ever been in love before?"
My God, I know exactly who's asked this question. Wow. Okay. Gosh, she's throwing me in the deep end with this one. I tell you. Oh, have I ever been in love? There's a two-part to this one. Has September Summers ever been in love, or
Mm-hmm.
has me been
Has
in
that
love?
ever
There
happened?
is a difference. Yes.
Did that ever happen? That's a good question.
Yeah. There's a double entendre on this one. I'll say me as a person. Have I ever been in love? Yeah, I have. And then that's the second part question itself. Have I ever been in love whilst being in this job? And obviously, without this job, I've been in love. Absolutely. In this job, have I ever been in love? Um, Hand on my heart, and I can't even admit this right now. Yes. Pretty recently,
Really?
actually. Yeah, pretty recently, I fell for a boy in Sydney, actually.
Okay.
And stupidly. And he knew what I did. He's probably the only one who ever really understood what I did, was okay with what I did, so to speak. And I did fall really hard for him. It didn't work out. And I have this saying where I say I love hard, but I break up harder. So that's why I don't like doing love. And I promised myself
Right.
I wouldn't do love again. I did it for this boy, and now he's turned me off completely again. So yeah, I have, and it sucks. There's this saying, and this song I love, and it says, "If you ever want to die, just fall in love and you'll be killed." And to this day, I still believe that completely. I love love. I don't get me wrong, I love it, but I hate what love does and that pain feeling of like being in love. If it breaks up, it doesn't work out. So yeah, I have been in love with that. In this industry, I have fallen for one client, and I
Really?
spoke to that. Yeah, I spoke about that on a podcast here in Australia a couple of weeks ago with Nova. I did fall for a guy who I was a client. He may or may not. I'm not quite sure. And yeah, he was a breath of fresh air. He was what I like. I look like. We had amazing intimacy.
Right, right,
Um,
right.
yeah, and it became a thing where I was excited to see him, wanting to see him.
Right,
Uh,
right.
yeah, and I knew those lines were starting to blur. And we kind of both pulled it off at the same time, so to speak, because we could kind of both feel it was going that direction. And I think I spoke about it on Nova Radio the other day. I saw him a few weeks ago, actually, at one of my favorite restaurants. And you know when you look at someone and you like just you can glance at each other, and I kind of like get a nod of yeah. And we actually caught up after that, and it was kind of like I think of a catch up to see where we were both, where it was at, and we haven't caught up or spoken ever since. So
Wow.
I think it was one of those things of where we both knew it was forbidden. Yeah.
Wow. 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 We got more questions rolling
Yeah,
in.
I know,
Okay.
right? They're
Oh,
like actually things.
oh, we got more questions. We getting spicy. This
I
episode
know,
brought
right? I
to you
didn't dream of
by
this one. Jeez, wasn't expecting so many hard hitting questions today.
shit. Oh, so looks like all right. Shane was asking. It was kind of like a tie off to this question. So, did you ever meet someone that made you want to stop your profession?
Oh God. Oh, here we go. Oh my
So
gosh.
it's kind of like a bounce off what we just talking about with you falling in love
Oh,
with
look.
someone. So
Well, you
yeah,
know what? I would never finish my profession with them ever. But you know what? I say this when I go into, if when I start dating someone, I very rarely ever do. But if I ever do, I always say to the start, look, if you can make me choose between me and my job's going to be it, because my job is, my life, and I don't want nor need someone to provide for me, so to speak. But if I was to stop this job, you'd have to incentive me enough to stop, because, and I say this with authenticity, but also not trying to sound gold diggery. Is males generally have a longer life term of making money. Women in our profession don't. Our shelf life is pretty scaled, so to speak. So you can
right,
probably keep making money what you're doing forever and ever. Our shelf life is a little bit limited. So with
right,
saying that is, this is my time to make my money, get in and out, and set myself up. If you're going to take that away from me to get out of it now, then in 2 or 3 years' time, you could leave me and I could be stuck and have to go back into what I'm doing or whatever. Not that I'm stuck, but you know what I mean? So realistically, to get me out of this industry, it has to be a pretty good deal. In saying that, I think the last few times I have fallen in love, it's been hard to work sometimes because I feel like, you know, you want to spend time with the person you love and you're enjoying that. So I think now I've put a bit of a limit on myself that the next 5 years, there is no love. I'm going to just enjoy life and see what happens after. There's my
yeah.
diplomatic
No,
answer.
no, that's a good. I mean, and to be honest, I feel like the same way. Me personally, like I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but from this kind of like we grew up different. This isn't like back in the days where like, you know, our parents and grandparents, this is a different animal. This is social media. This is like I'll even take it a step away from like dating. Information is just digested faster. Like
It's
even
like
if
we
you
said the
listen
other
to your
day, when we used the word, we said like instant gratification. So since all this
yeah,
social stuff, instant gratification is there. You know, like no relationship is really safe these days anyway, because you've got that whole instant gratification up there.
right,
So it's, you know, back in our parents' day, like I said, you know, they stuck it out. They were hanging out. They had no other exterior influence. Here we do,
right,
you know, like temptation is at the doorstep. You know, the grass is always greener, so to speak, rah, rah, rah. And everyone's kind of competing and stuff. And I think I'm grateful, and I always just, I just said grateful, thankful, blessed always. I've
right,
lived a great life. I've found love. I've been married and divorced. You know, I've been
right,
lucky to have the
right.
life I've already had anyway. So I feel truly blessed. I've already had it. If I was never to find it again, hand on my heart, would be completely happy because I've already found it. Would I like it in the future? Maybe, but right now, like I just feel I'm so in love with my life right now, and I love the circle I have, the circle of friends, and you know, I'd much rather have a mate come over on a Tuesday or Wednesday night, watch a Netflix movie with me, have a couple of drinks with me, and not have to worry about like the whole dating thing or it's my mate, he's hanging out, if he wants to stay the night, he can stay the night, you know, just as friends, it's fine. Without having to tell someone where I'm going to be or not be, and for me
Right.
right now, this feels like more.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
how
I
I
can get my I can come to the LA
feel.
tomorrow if I want to. You know, I love it.
Right,
So yeah,
right. That's how
yeah,
I feel. I feel like, like, because I love the moment. I
yeah,
feel like you could be like, I always like again, like I've given up on that per se of idea
mm,
of love because again, like you said, you can get into pouring your feelings into some shit, but with this day and age, instant gratification and everything, it makes everyone attention wary. So it's no reason to pour and all leave your heart into someone who's just gonna swipe up one day and just say fuck it and move on. So it's like I'd
yeah,
rather just have fun, no rules, no nothing, and we together we have good moments. We're respectable. We travel. We
yes,
it's the best time, and when we're with each other, it's a bond. We respect each other, and it's it. But
yeah,
it's nothing complicated like who, what, where, when, why. Ask
yeah. And it was just the
questions and
worst. Like you know,
things like that.
I agree. Like in my early 30s, it was almost I was in those relationships where you always like, "Where are you? What are you doing?" And now I look back, I'm like, "Haley, what were you doing?" You know, like you don't owe anyone to have to be like that. And now I love it.
Right,
Like my circle, I use like energy as currency. You know, energy is money is currency. Everything is currency. And
right,
the people I've got in my circle, I love it. You know, we can go out for nights out, like dinners, whatever. And there's no drama. There's no like, oh, why didn't you call tomorrow? Why nothing? My bestest girlfriend,
right.
like we're like BFFs. I love her to death. My partner in Melbourne, like she's amazing, and like I can go 3 4 days without talking to her, and there's no like, where have you been? Like we're
Right,
just as we are. Like, and that's authenticity and true friendship and partnership. And my circle's small, but the people in it bring currency and vice versa for that reason, and it's just less stressful. I think
yeah,
if I could tell myself the younger self would be just relax, just stop pleasing everyone else and do what you want to do. Like
right.
I was always like, oh, if I don't say yes, if it's not, doesn't like me, who cares? Like just do you. It's the best thing
And
ever.
that's how and I feel the same exact way. I felt like, like we've all came to that situation where we had love before, felt it, poured into it, got heartbroken, and it's just like
Yeah.
time and everything else moves on so fast. You just want to be happy, especially especially with me when I love money, so I can't get married to nobody outside of Benjamin Franklin. So I love money. So I rather just have fun with a good moment. Like we come
Yes.
around, whatever it is. If it's a dinner, we travel, we shop, we brunch, we this, that,
Exactly. Yeah.
whatever. And then it's your time to go or time to move on. But it's nothing like complicated. It's nothing. And I feel that
Exactly. Like yeah, it's easy. Like that's life should be like that anyway. Like it's ridiculous how people make it overcomplicated.
yeah. And then you're
Yeah.
friendly and you both are like two people. Like I only get along with girls that are making money. I
Well,
only
that's
get
it.
along with
Yeah,
girls that are
because
making
you know
money.
why? Because they're driven, they're positive normally, and it's not just about money. it's a scale that goes up. Like when you're making money, generally it's because you're around good people. They say you're one of five people you're around. So around people who are driven. You're around people who want to make something happy with their life. They're positive. They're not self pitying. And I think that as soon as you're around that, it just brings up and up and up more and more and more. And so your circle becomes bigger and better because you want to see everyone win.
Shout outs to Mike Jesse and my partner in Miami. We definitely got our own bank in Miami. We are open. We definitely have our own bank. Again, we're doing a lot of big things. We gotta do a signing and a shooting in Miami. So we definitely gotta put that on the tour spot. But Miami, we're locked in. We got our own studio, we got our own bank. Shout outs to my team out there, man. I love you guys, man. Everything, again, I stayed away from all the people and I just buried myself in money and success. And
Yeah.
I just come out to only with people that I feel with good energy. And I feel a lot that's working with us too, because I think a lot of the fans and stuff see it too. It's just natural good energy and good vibes. We're like on the same page for a lot of things. I only get along with like get money, fly, independent, smart.
Yeah,
Anybody
and we
else
get
that's
along off
like,
screen as well. Do you know what I mean? Like I think when you've got that chemistry with people you just click with, and that's the thing. Like when you click with someone and you kind of have the same vibe, then like it's kind of I'm always like dream big, bigger and bigger and bigger. I want the person next to me or the people next to me to say, hey, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I'm gonna rate you 10. Like keep that lifting thing. There's what's the worst that can happen? You're gonna end up where you are today still. You're
and
not going backwards. You're still anyway today. So just keep building and dreaming. That's what I'm like. The worst can happen is you're still at the same place you're at today.
but that's not happening with us because it's all taking
No,
off. Everything is going fast.
exactly.
I think everyone sees the good energy and it's
Yeah.
just good. It's positive. It's nothing but honestly just positive, good stuff that we're putting out there. And I'm happy for Australia to be tuned in. We're gonna be coming in live more weekly, and then we're gonna build up because we definitely gonna have the flyers up. We gotta have the flyers and have the tickets ready for you guys. Special promo code September Summers, you get 25% off, of the tickets. But we're definitely gonna sit up here and go live. We're gonna have the good content. We're gonna have the photo shoot behind the scenes. We're gonna do the day in the life TV series. We got a lot of stuff coming, and I think we're gonna have so much swamped on our plate when you get out here.
No, I can't wait. Already, I've had a lot of feedback already from a lot of American fans, and a lot of people trying to book in already, which is amazing. So yeah, it's exciting, and I can't wait for this next part. So yes. So where are we at now? I've got to see where we're at.
We got another question.
Mm.
Your fans are lighting you up. All right, just gonna do the last one. Looks
Yeah.
like, all right, hold on. Okay, so looks like Jennifer said, what do you think about the Lawrence Sanchez and Jeff Bezos getting married? Do you believe in marriage? We just kind of got into that.
Yeah, we kind of go that. Well, let's leave that one for another day. That one we'll rehash that one when I'm. Maybe give me a few more weeks.
But there you have it. This is the 5-Star Podcast. We have the beautiful September Summers in the building, live from Australia. She's kicking it with us. We definitely gonna bring you back in. You have a good evening. WildestDreamsENT.net.
Yay!
Cheers.
Yes.
Okay. Call me later. Have fun.
Are we live or not live still? Are we off?
Yeah, we're off.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, I've just got to run and take my son quickly to football. Do you want to do the rest of it when I get back?
Fun. Have
Do you
fun.
say hello, Humphrey. Say hi. This is my son.
What's up, man?
Hey,
Whoa,
what's
you play
up?
basketball?
Yeah.
He's
Say hello to my
tall.
daughter.
What? They're tall.
Aren't they? Yeah, they've
They're
been helping me.
taller than
They've
you.
been sitting there behind the podcast helping me. They're good. They're really
What?
good. They know
Oh
what I
my
do and stuff.
gosh.
They're amazing. Yeah, look at them.
Oh, do they play sports?
Yeah. So my son, there's like a national game today, and he's playing half time. So I've got to go run and take him
Good
to that.
luck.
He's playing like the halftime game at the national game. So I'm going to take him
Oh
now,
my
and then when we get back,
gosh.
we'll do more. Yeah.
Good luck. Yes, I'll be here. Good luck.
You know,
Good luck.
can I say
Okay.
thank you because my kids got to see me do a podcast from America. So thank you for that. That meant a lot.
Oh, yeah. Tell
Yeah,
them we
they got
gonna
to see
keep
they got to see
going.
mommy like doing well. So thank you.
Yes, you're doing so good. I'm positive, and we're gonna keep doing good stuff. I'm so excited. You have fun. You be good to mom, and
Yeah,
good
tell
luck.
somebody's voice. Say hello. Say use Australian voice. Say hello.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
Say your name. Say hello.
Hello.
You got it fun too. Say hello. What's your name? Say your name.
Hello.
You gonna have fun at football.
Yeah, this is Mercedes.
Mercedes. Whoa,
Mercedes. Yeah, I drive a Mercedes and a Mustang.
me
so
too.
that's,
Well, you doing everything like me?
I know,
got two.
right? So
I
it's the
got two or
Mercedes.
three
He loves the
Mercedes.
Mercedes, and the
You
Mustang.
do
He loves the Mustang. And
nice.
this is Humphrey. They're like about 12, 14 months apart. So but they look a lot bigger. But yeah,
Beautiful
yes.
kids. God bless them. Okay, have
Thank
fun.
you.
Have fun. You call me
So
later.
I'll
Have
call you
fun.
when I'm back. You know what? That was
Thank
awesome,
you.
Josh. That was so
Thank
good.
you. I miss you. All right.
We've
Bye.
got so many exciting things to talk to you about. Okay, I'll talk to you when I get back. Bye.
Bye. All right.
Bye, Josh. Bye,
Bye.
Josh.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Josh. Let's go, guys. I need some. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.